Alright guys, welcome to a new video. Today guys, we are going to be looking at some Letterboxd reviews of the Halloween franchise. Obviously, if you're a big Halloween fan, the original is probably right up there for you. It's probably one of your favourites. So, I thought I'd take a look and see, maybe some bad reviews of this film, sorry. Like, who knows? There's going to be some people that really hated the original. So, I'm interested to see what the people of Letterboxd do think. So our first review when I load it up says, see, this is why I simply don't have sex. Okay. 1 second you're just laying down the pipe and all of a sudden the big boy come in and try to stab you because he's jealous of you and you're rocking hog. I don't need that pressure in my life. Porking is a young man's game. I got bills to pay. And that has 10,050 likes. I think I can see how this video is gonna go. All this guy does is stand there breathing heavily like, damn bitch, just take a puff from your inhaler and go. Okay, we've changed things up a bit. We've gone into the people that have reviewed this just half a star, not even 1 star. Not to sound thick, but nothing happened. He just breathed real loud for an hour and a half. Literally a waste of an hour and a half. These people can't act for shit, and there was zero substance in the plot. I have no idea why this is considered a classic movie. It has 1 song played repeatedly through the damn movie, and honestly, they all deserve to die. We've got a pretty straight up review here. Didn't enjoy it. Fair enough. Impressive how this film made tits, murders, and Halloween boring as shit. We've got a review from Neve here that says, I got scared, I don't like it. Okay. This was the worst scary movie I think I've ever seen. I had high expectations, but it was completely anticlimactic and not scary at all. And everyone acted stupid as fuck, and Laurie didn't even fight back. The soundtrack pops off, but the rest of the movie is boring and a waste of time. Mike Myers escapes from a mental institution 15 years after he killed his sister and returns to his hometown to kill again, and his next victims will be Laurie and her friends. I never expected that a slasher film that is a cult classic and has widespread acclaim could be so ridiculous and boring. Mostly boring. I never felt tension, suspense, or fear. I never felt the uncompelling characters were in danger, and the killings are anticlimactic and forgettable. So overrated. This is interesting because I expected this to come up multiple times. The fact that this film is boring and maybe not a lot happens, because in some ways, while I love this film and it is my go-to Halloween film, like just in general, I mean like Halloween, the time in October, Halloween for me has to be played. It's up there with my favourites. But when I'm trying to get somebody that's maybe a little bit new into horror or looking for a horror to watch, I don't usually recommend this film, even though it's one of my favourites. And it is because of this reason. It's because most of the people that I've, asked to maybe give this a go, unless they've had some maybe previous enjoyment for like 80s, 90s slashers, they typically just don't enjoy it. Like, I don't think it's unwatchable for them, but they do just think that, like, it's so boring. I think, especially with the new ones that have come out as well, like, while, yeah, they may not be the best films as a whole, but there is so much more action. We see more because obviously things have gotten better as well, like in production, so we almost can show more. And yeah, I'm interested that is a recurring theme because I do kind of get it to a degree. Okay, let's bump the stars up a little bit. Let's go to 3 stars now. Okay, this is an interesting review. We've got why Michael Myers is actually the shark from Jaws, terrorizes a small town, kills a naked girl in the opening scene, preys on multiple victims, has no lines of dialogue, kills a dog, frequently shown from his POV, has the blackest eyes, attacks during a holiday, he's Bruce on 2 legs. That is pretty incredible and actually very accurate. I enjoy that review. It's a shame he didn't give it a 5-star, but his kill count would be way higher if he did some cardio every now and then. The scariest part of Halloween isn't anything to do with the movie itself, but rather how little it affected me. It made me realise just how desensitized I am to violence and horror, and that's kinda terrifying. Yeah. I guess, yeah. Yeah, someone check on this guy, please. Oh, okay, with every watch, I really just like this movie less and less. I can't bring myself to go lower. All right, we got a long one here, so bear with me, but I like the way it starts because this is very similar to me. This guy, his first experience watching Halloween was the Rob Zombie remake from 2007. That's all I've seen so far, but that interests me because I want to know what this guy thinks. So, I have never seen Halloween before, so I figured Halloween was a perfect day to do it. Yeah, I suppose. I have only ever seen the Rob Zombie remake from 2007, and although it has been a couple of years, I actually think I preferred that one. Okay. This movie is without a doubt iconic and influential, but it didn't do much for me. I didn't really know what to expect, since these slasher movies usually don't appeal too much to me. But the love for this made me think it would be some kind of masterpiece. It was a good slasher movie, but it felt a little stretched out and Michael Myers really took his time to attack. Michael Myers is iconic, and I get that he is supposed to be emotionless, but I found him to be a little boring. Jamie Lee Curtis did a great job and was easy to root for as the female hero. The psychiatrist was well acted too, but his scenes didn't feel very important. The kills were good, but they barely had any blood, which was weird since the movie had so much nudity. The lack of blood made it all seem a bit toned down, which I don't think fit the movie. There was some good suspense and the music was fantastic since it was responsible for most of the scary stuff. Not a bad movie, but just not that great either. A fine Halloween watch, but not something that will become a tradition for me. Wow, that's interesting. So, I mean, I don't know if that may have changed for him now. This was 2 years ago he put that review. But it's interesting the way, you know, people do go a different way. Like me personally, that's how I started. I ended up, the first Halloween film that fell to my lap and I was able to watch was the remake. And I will admit as well, on like my first few watches of the original, like the 1978 one, you know, after seeing the aggressive, you know, like absolute tank of a man that Tyler Mane is playing Michael, it was a little weird and I didn't expect what the film was. And it did take me a good few watches as well. And it actually took me to get a little bit older. I don't know if I was just too young to, you know, really understand some of the dialogue. And for it to kind of sit with me and me to actually take it in. But as I did then get older, kind of like, you know, just coming into my teen years, that was when I really appreciated it. And that was when the original took over for me. But I understood what people said when they said they were more afraid of the Tyler Mane one, of the 2007 remake. Like, I understood that, and I still don't really hold that much of a grudge on people. Like, I feel like you either get it or you get it, and it's all subjective. So yeah, if it like sits with you well, then you'll get scared from it. But if not, then you just don't get that. But yeah, I just found that review very interesting because, yeah, who knows if this guy still thinks the same thing now. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I just wanted to go through a few of, you know, the reviews. We are coming up to Halloween now, so yeah, please do expect some content. I've kind of just been holding back a little bit because yeah, throughout like the end of September, I didn't want to just put out all the ideas I had and then kind of like stale up for Halloween and not really have anything. So yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the content recently. We took a massive jump in subscribers as well, and I really appreciate that. Everyone that watched that one video that got like 14,000 views, it was the David Gordon Green one. So if you haven't watched that already, go back and look at a few of my other videos. And yeah, I'll be back in the next couple of days, yeah, to give you guys some more content. So I'll see you guys in the next one.